Good morning from Arslanbob in South Kyrgyzstan. So we are smack bang in the middle of the world's biggest walnut forage. Now this is a small Uzbek village. You can tell it's Uzbek because of this traditional style of house called a hovli that we're staying in with Mr. Gilam Haji for the next couple of days. So you'll have the courtyard in the centre here and these outhouses surrounding that courtyard. And each part of the family will live in a separate outhouse and they'll all meet in the middle in the evening to eat. So we're going to have a little walk around Arslanbob today, find out a bit more about rural life in Kyrgyzstan and hopefully see some walnuts. Oh yeah.
This must be the local timber yard, you know.
Yeah. Hello, center. Center kabarabes. Bu yerde nima klasın? Cıgaç, cement.
Dolayısıyla madırga nevis, otel filarama boy, filarama yağış. Kopul bu, yağış filama neyinki.
Okay.
O sataman onu sata.
Bako, ne? Sen satısın?
Ben sen satamam.
Arslanbob'da, Oş'ta. Bako.
Gitki kardı, center klasa büyüdü.
Center'ga buramız, ondan keyin vodopad. Vodopad, ondan keyin panorama, ondan keyin Tokoy. Right, so we're on the traditional Arslanbob tour. First of all, we're off to the small waterfall, and after that, we will try and get into the walnut forest itself. Is this adobe, is it?
Yeah, adobe.
Yeah?
Gran and Grandpa lived.
Yeah?
We were in the Gran, but Grandpa lived. It was made of this.
All right.
But Grandpa put this on it.
Why did he do that?
Keep the rain off it.
Oh, right. Once you put the rain on it?
Because
Rain will, once the rain gets into it, it'll turn to mud again.
Really?
And it can fall down.
Do you have to keep replacing these then?
No, you have to keep it dry.
Oh, right.
Obviously here, it probably stays dry.
we've got the correct climate.
Yeah. So a lot of the houses here are made of adobe, right? And this is a mixture of clay and straw. It's a very traditional material, and the reason why they use it is because it breathes, right? And so in the summer it will keep the house nice and cool, and in the winter it will keep the house nice and warm. They have quite extreme climates here, and they would have been using this type of material for thousands of years here in this village. Tandır. Bu tandır. Tora. Tandır. Okay. Look, see, they put the bread here, just on the side of the oven. Ve nechta nan? Vinutri. 60. They'll get 60 naans in this oven. It's good. Rahmat. Right, so we are in a small Uzbek village. So there's quite marked differences between the Uzbek and the Kyrgyz. The Uzbek tend to be a bit more religious, the Kyrgyz are a bit more secular. The Uzbeks tend to speak a little less Russian than the Kyrgyz do. They tend to be more farmers, whereas the Kyrgyz are more nomadic. So quite different lifestyles, beliefs and traditions. And you'll find more Uzbeks here in the south of Kyrgyzstan. I mean, when Kyrgyzstan was made, Stalin put some Uzbek settlements down here in the south of Kyrgyzstan in it in order to make it a viable Soviet socialist republic, which in time has created some issues. To get to the Malinki Vodopad, up here, yeah?
You have to come down to the center, cross
Right.
the bridge, and the main road brings you to the small waterfall.
Okay.
From the entrance, if you turn to the right side, you can be in the biggest walnut forest on the world, and then you can come up down to the panoramic view and then see the view and then make a movie and then come back like that.
So this is on the right side?
Yes, it will be 6 kilometers. Into
6 kilometers, okay.
Oh no. Hello.
Yeah?
And you go around like that.
Yeah.
So you've got to find the waterfall.
Yeah.
And he said the waterfall was in the village. This road, this here, lane is in the village, straight off the main road. I think we're up here somewhere.
Yeah, well,
I don't think it's very far from his CBT office.
mira. We got one of these here. So right, so signs that we're reaching a little tourist trap, or is it anymore? Is all these abandoned market stalls. Nobody here in sight. Hopefully the waterfall is just a stone's throw away. So we've arrived at the small waterfall here at Arslanbob, or as it says on the sign, interestingly, Arslanbob. Now that's written in the Kyrgyz language, and actually the Kyrgyz government has been clamping down recently on the use of the Uzbek language, which is written in Latin script in public spaces. Now in 2010 here in Southern Kyrgyzstan, there were big riots against the sizable Uzbek minority here, and ever since then there's been kind of an uneasy tension between those ethnic groups, between the Uzbek and the Kyrgyz, and that's part to do with, I suppose, the borders that the Soviet Union quite arbitrarily drew up in the 1920s and 30s, still casting a long shadow over how people are living their lives here in Southern Kyrgyzstan today. So we are having a little rest at the abandoned cafe before we head to the panorama of the village and the famous walnut forest. Kanday sen mono jasasın. Kanday. Korkatsın.
Uyda.
Oyda.
Uyda. Alma fruktовый yuup suda.
Se.
Miya sorupkedan çıkarıp.
Mako.
Ondan keyin bunday klyunkani maylab. Ondan keyin miya sorupkedan chiqqan pavidloni quyib. Onday nimemini bunday qilib jayamiz.
Mako.
Üstünde kuruyuz.
Jayında mı?
Jayında. Üstünde kuruyuz.
Mako.
Özü quyosh quritiveradi. Bunga hasha konmaydi, kut tushmaydi. Bu sonon.
Mako. Bu sizga. Pechenya, Shotlandiya.
Buyurmasin.
Sovka, bilik. Okay.
Mendan sizga belak mana.
Jo, rahmat, rahmat.
Вон там панорама. Смотри. Вот такой, а?
Такой.
Там,
Веселка. Rahmat, burukursun. Rahmat. So, we're on our way to the panoramic view of the town, and we just bought this dried apple sheet off of the lady at the stall there. I've seen this quite a lot in Kyrgyzstan. The elma, that's apple in Kyrgyzstan. The apple season is in October, but for the apples that are dropping a bit early from the trees, they're drying them. Then what they're doing is rolling them into this kind of sheet of quite really kind of sweet, delicious, kind of natural flavour. Hopefully this is going to kind of last us for the course as we find the panorama and then onto the walnut forest. How are we doing, Lorena? ¿Cómo estamos? ¿Buenos días?
Más o menos.
Más o menos. Bueno. After a week in Kyrgyzstan, Lorena and I are like Native American trackers. We've spotted horse tracks, and that surely means that the the path must go on up this way. Right, so we also bought these peculiar balls off the lady. They're called kurut. The Kyrgyz will often eat them when they are travelling, and kurut means dry, and this is essentially dry curdled cheese. It lasts forever. Now let's give it a go. Whoa. That is really salty, and it's got quite a kind of fermented, almost kind of rotten aftertaste. I'm not sure if that's what it's meant to taste like. Yeah, I think this might be my first and only kurut. Right, let's give the bodyguards a wide berth. First casualty of this trip, my right shoe. So slowly but surely there are clues that we're getting to the panorama, because look at behind us. Got the mountains in the background there. Salam Aka. Kayırda panorama. Panorama.
Panorama bir yer.
O yerde. Mako, rahmat. Oh, Lorena, I think we've made it. I see something that resembles a viewing platform. So we've reached the top of the panorama, and as you can see, just walnut trees as far as the eye can see, with mountains there in the background. And the rumour goes that Alexander the Great, when he reached the most easterly point of his conquest here in Transoxiana, planted these walnut trees, over 2,000 years ago, and they still stand today. And that is why in Russian a walnut is referred to as a grecki orech, or a Greek nut. There are some other creation stories as to how this village came to be, and we'll hopefully get to some of them when we visit the walnut forest.
Hello, little cow.
Right, so this is a very Muslim town, and so another creation story as to how Arslanbob arose is that the Prophet Muhammad travelled this far from the Arabian Peninsula 1500 years ago, and he brought these walnuts with him, hopefully a bit better ones than this one that I've got in my hands at the minute. Oh, absolutely massive tree behind us there, and it has just yielded this little beauty. So we're going to take this home with us and see if we can crack it open a bit later. So, great view of the mountains up there on our return to Arslanbob, or Arslanbob, depending on whether you are Uzbek or Kyrgyz. ¿Cómo estás, mi amor? ¿Bien?
Mal. Iracunda.
Right, we need to get ourselves to Chai Han as quick as possible. Kta Karachai. 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 After a long hike and exhausting heat, we've made it to Chaikhana. So Lorraine and I are going to have some tea, and we've also busted out the emergency shortbread. So that's signing off from Arslanbob.